Guacamole. Today I'm showing you a traditional method paired with some modern tweaks that gives a delicious result. So let's get started. For this recipe I'm using a molcajete. This is what would be traditionally used in Mexico. If you don't have one, then you can use a large mortar and pestle or just a mixing bowl. First, add 1 peeled clove of garlic to the molcajete with a pinch of salt. Then add the juice of half a lime. Begin to pound the garlic into the lime juice and salt until you have a smooth paste. This method of puring garlic in acid keeps the garlic flavours mellow. If we were to chop or grate the garlic then add it afterwards, the garlic taste would be a lot stronger. I use this method a lot. Now onto the avocados. For this recipe you need ripe avocados. To tell if they're ready, you can give them a gentle squeeze. They shouldn't feel firm. Also, the stalk should come away easily and be nice and green underneath. If it's brown, then the avocado is likely to be rotten or overripe. To prepare them, just run your knife around, keeping the avocado on the chopping board, and twist to separate the halves. Then carefully tap the very heel of your knife into the stone and twist to release it. You can also scoop out the stone with a spoon if you're not confident with a knife. Scoop the flesh into the molcajete. The lime juice we have in here is an essential ingredient and will stop the avocados from going brown. Now bash the avocado into the molcajete. If you're using a mixing bowl at this point, you could easily do this with a fork. You don't want to bash this too much. There still wants to be a little texture of the avocado, not a smooth puree. Here I have 2 Serrano chillies, finely diced, 1/3 of a red onion, fine diced, a small handful of coriander or cilantro, finely chopped, and 1 diced tomato. First of all, in goes the Serrano chilli. To prepare the chilli, I just took off the top, cut it in half lengthways. Then to remove the seeds, I just run the very tip of my knife in and under the pith and spin the chilli 180 degrees and come back out the other way. Then cut those into matchsticks or a julienne in chef terms. Then cut across that to get a fine dice, otherwise known as a brunoise. Next, in goes the red onion. To prepare this, cut it in half from top to tail and take off the top. Then with the root end facing away from you, start to slice across the onion in the same direction as the lines. The smaller your slices at this stage, the smaller your dice will be in the end. I don't want all of this half, so I'm just going to slice all the way through at this point and keep the other bit for something else. Now rotate it 90 degrees and make some horizontal cuts into the onion. This isn't necessary, but it does give you a finer dice. I am currently filming a more in-depth video on how to do this, so if you'd like to know more, I'll put a link in the description when the video is published. Don't worry about all these bits that fall out, just get them out of the way and deal with them later. Now pinch everything together and slice across the onion so you get a nice fine dice. Next, in goes the coriander or cilantro. For this, just roll up a small handful with the stalks into a bunch and just chop through it. I like to spin everything 90 degrees and lightly chop through that again, just to make sure there are no big bits of stalk left over. Now in goes half of the diced tomato. To prepare this, just cut the tomato into quarters, remove the seeds, then slice those quarters into batons and spin them 90 degrees to cut them into a dice. Now just mix all that together, trying not to mash everything so you still have some textures. Taste for seasoning, mine needs more lime juice and a little salt. This really is a delicious fresh condiment when all the flavours of the lime juice, salt and the spice from the chilies are balanced. It really is something special. Don't go too crazy with the lime juice. It wants to be a seasoning, not the dominant flavour. So many recipes say to use 3 limes for this amount of guacamole. This is just too much and it drowns out all the other flavours. Add the remaining tomato to the top for decoration and serve with tortilla chips. Okay guys, and that's that. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Go check out another one and I'll see you next time.